Hello and welcome. Have you ever had something happen that you simply couldn't explain? Not necessarily something dramatic, nor something that proves anything to everyone else. Just one of those quiet moments that strengthens your faith and reminds you that perhaps God is much closer than we sometimes realize. I'd like to share one of those moments with you today. It happened a couple of years ago, but to explain why it meant so much to me, I need to take you back many years. When I was just 9 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer in my jaw. My parents were told that without radical treatment, I only had a few months to live. They chose the treatment. By God's grace, I survived. Many years later, I faced cancer again when my thyroid was removed after early signs of cancer were discovered. Those experiences have shaped the way I look at life. I don't pretend to understand why I survived while so many wonderful people have not. That's one of life's deepest mysteries. But I have always believed that every day is a gift from God. Perhaps that's why I spent almost 50 years as a teacher, sports coach, school principal, and mentor, trying to encourage young people especially and help them discover their potential. Then retirement arrived. People often ask me, "So, Robin, what are you going to do now?" The honest answer was, I didn't really know. During my daily walks, however, I sensed what Christians often describe as a still, small voice. There was nothing dramatic about it, just a growing conviction that God wanted me to begin writing a book to encourage Christian educators, mentors, and those working with young people. Writing books had never been one of my ambitions, but sometimes obedience simply means taking the next step. So I wrote one book specifically to encourage Christian educators, then another, then another. And today those books have led to mentoring resources, blogs, podcasts, and now this YouTube channel. Every morning, I pray one very simple prayer. Lord, please place these books into the hands of the people you want to receive them. That's all. One ordinary morning in 2024, I finished praying that prayer. Almost immediately, I heard the notification sound from my phone. Because my hearing aid is connected to my phone, it sounded right in my ear. Someone named Melanie from Napier, here in New Zealand, had ordered one of my mentoring books. I smiled. I thanked God, wrapped the book, and mailed it. Then I sent Melanie an email to let her know it was on its way. Next day, I received an email from Melanie. She wrote, "Thank you for the speedy shipment. I am very much looking forward to reading your book. It might sound strange to you, but I woke up this morning with your name on my mind after having a dream about teen issues. I have recently started helping with the intermediate age children at our church and had been praying to God about how to connect with them. I had never heard of you before, so God literally put your name on my mind. It must be his answer to my prayer. I remember sitting quietly for several minutes after reading that. Only a short time earlier, I had been asking God to place my book into the hands of someone he wanted to encourage. Meanwhile, hundreds of kilometres away, someone I had never met had been praying for help in her ministry with young people. Neither of us knew the other existed, yet our paths crossed that very morning. Some people would call that coincidence. I understand that. Personally, I don't. For me, it was one of those beautiful moments when God quietly reminded me that He is always working behind the scenes, connecting lives in ways we could never arrange ourselves. A little later, I shared the story with my longtime friend and spiritual mentor, Michael Cassidy. His reply touched me deeply. He encouraged me to keep writing, to keep mentoring, to keep encouraging people. His words didn't create my calling. They simply confirmed what I believe God had been gently saying to me for several years. Keep writing, keep encouraging, keep pointing people towards hope. As I look back now, I realize this story isn't really about selling a book, nor is it simply about answered prayer. It's about God's faithfulness over many decades, from surviving childhood cancer to almost 50 years in education, to discovering a new purpose after retirement. I can see a thread running through my life, not a life without struggles, far from it, but a life gently guided by a God who has never stopped walking beside me. Do I still have questions? Absolutely. I don't know why some people are healed while others are not. I don't know why suffering exists. I don't have all the answers. But I have learned that faith is not built on having every answer. Faith is built on trusting the one who does. Perhaps you are watching today because your own faith feels tired. Perhaps you've been praying for a long time. Perhaps you are wondering whether God is listening. My hope isn't that my story proves anything. Only God can do that. My hope is simply that it encourages you to remain open to the possibility that He is nearer than you think. Looking back, I believe God answered 2 prayers that morning, mine and Melanie's. Perhaps there was even a third. Perhaps He was quietly answering the question I had been asking since retirement. Lord, am I doing what you have called me to do? I believe his answer was wonderfully simple. Yes, keep writing. And so, by God's grace, I will. Thank you so much for watching. If you're involved in mentoring, parenting, youth work, or education, I've created a growing collection of free resources on my website that I hope will encourage you. Until next time, keep encouraging someone, because every life matters.